question that has been all over my DMs, in my inbox over the last 3 years. At the end of this, you'll have some ideas about how you can be able to afford to travel the world too, and how you can make this achievable. It is way more achievable than you think, so hopefully you'll have some takeaways about how I do it on what can work for you. Two things we gotta start with. One, it's going to be different for everybody. There's no one formula for life in general, how you do anything. It's just about us getting ideas about how things work for some people and thinking about how can I make this work for me. The other most important thing is being able to travel the world frequently, a lot, all the time, however much you want, when you want. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily about the money. It's more about the time. It's not, can you afford the money to travel, but can you afford the time to travel? Can you afford to spend a month somewhere? With the money, you will always be able to find a way, but you might not always be able to find a way with the time. And so that's where it takes kind of shifting your lifestyle to be able to do that. So for me personally, if you haven't already watched my video, I got started working remotely in 2017. You can watch that video and I explain how I took my job managing a design team. I was working in tech, doing UI, UX design, doing web development, focusing on apps. How I took that remotely and how I started traveling the world, basically because I was working remotely, but I talk in depth about that there. The last like year and a half, 2 years has shifted from that first initial just purely working remotely for one company full time. I've also now become a travel influencer and have a large platform on social media. You can watch the video on how that all happened as well if you haven't already watched that. I went into depth about my journey on Instagram and social media there. I'm just gonna dive into the several different ways that I make money. The key thing we talked about at the time is that I shaped my lifestyle to be able to allow travel, and so it's not just affording it, it's about allowing you to be able to travel. So that doesn't just include money, but it includes time as well. I'll dive into specifically the money parts right now. Like, what do you even do? People are like, Kelly, what do you even do? What is your job? How do you even make money? Do you even make money? For the longest time, people think like that you don't make any money on social media. I think still people think you don't make money on social media, and that is so dead wrong. I think it's actually a lot easier to make money on social media than it is in all the traditional forms. It's way easier. So basically, I have 2 different jobs. I am a travel influencer, travel blogger, and I'm also a UI UX designer and web developer. I don't identify as just one or just the other, I do both. Obviously, the UI UX is a little bit easier to explain, so I'll explain that first. Before, I was working full-time for one company, but now I contract with tech companies, sometimes once in a while, creative entrepreneurs or small businesses, but my specialty is working with tech companies, specifically tech startups. I contract with them. You can either do things on a long-term basis and have one rate, or you can just do freelance type prices. So there's different ways you can structure your pricing. You can, if you do a 6 months contract, you can charge maybe a little bit lower hourly rate. And if you're just doing like just a project, you can charge for that project or just for the hour. Generally, working with tech companies, I just do an hourly rate. And so depending on what the estimate is, depending on what the budget is, we just kind of work with that. And we kind of have like a cap. Sometimes if they have a certain budget, we just have a cap on my hours. So that's pretty cut and dry consulting business. I'm pretty much consulting as well. So now we get into influencer and photography. And I think that has a little bit more variation. So there are a lot of different ways you can make money on social media, money online, money as an influencer. There's so many different ways. The first well-known ways is through affiliate. So every time I share a link, a lot of bloggers and influencers use a platform called Reward Style, which is through the app Like to Know It, if you are a user of that. But basically, every time you make a purchase using my link, I get a very, very small commission. But if you take these very small commissions, say $1, and you have 100 people buy, there's $100. If you get $1 for everything you sell and you have 1,000 people buy, there's $1,000. So you can see how this adds up, especially as you're growing an audience. So affiliate is a great way to do this. Also on blog posts, having that same affiliate link, or you can be an Amazon affiliate. Whatever the affiliate link is, whenever you have people clicking on it, you get a small commission for making that purchase and making that recommendation. Affiliate is a huge channel of being able to make money. Not a huge part of how I make money. It is just a small piece of how I make money, but it's definitely something that a lot of influencers, content creators, and bloggers do. So another way that I make money through social media as an influencer and blogger is through partnerships and campaigns and sponsorships. So this might be in the form of a press trip, might be sponsored by a tourism board to go and visit this destination and stay at these different hotels and different locations, and they pay me to do that. And they pay me for sharing it with everyone online who follows me. Or another way is with working with a brand. They might send me a item and pay me to post it on my social media. But this is another way, is just through these sponsored partnerships and running campaigns. That's included in this is whether there's exclusivity. So if I'm exclusive to only work with one brand, say I'm working with a shampoo brand, a hair product brand, they might say you can only post about us for the next 3 months. So you also make money by being exclusive to them, because that's an extra charge. So they pay for the content on your page, for you to advertise, they pay for exclusivity, and then the other way is paying for the rights to use your photos. I might have extra photos that I take and give to them, and they pay for the rights to be able to use these photos in their own marketing campaigns. Not the same price. If they want to put you on a billboard, that's a whole nother price that costs even more beyond just their website. There's different ways that you structure these deals, but it's basically just working with different brands, partnering with them, being sponsored by them. You might be an ambassador for them. A real ambassadorship is not them saying you get a special discount to be an ambassador. That just, no, that's not how it works. Ambassadorship is more of like a long-term campaign partnership where you are representing them and you're working with them for a long time, and they're paying you monthly for this. With an ambassadorship, there's also exclusivity included in that as well. This you can categorize. You can separate these things. You can separate press trips into one category, and you can separate sponsored posts into another category. So that's where a lot of this lives, is the sponsored posts. So brands, hotels, tourism boards, all of them paying me to be able to post about them. So then the other way is more in the photography realm, and that's content creation. A brand or company or a business might pay me. It's just like you would hire any photographer, but you're not just hiring a photographer, you're hiring I'm the creative director as well. I'm the stylist, getting all of this together for you. I'm doing a whole campaign shoot where if you work with any company who runs a huge campaign shoot, you've got at least 10 different people involved in running that campaign shoot, and you're just hiring me. So it's a great deal for brands. So with the content creation, they're hiring me to produce content for them that they can use on their platforms. Content for their social media page. Maybe they want lifestyle shots for their products on their website. Maybe they want lifestyle travel shots for their products that they can't capture on their own, especially for small businesses. They can't do everything. So being able to hire me to be able to create content for them is a great way for them to get interesting travel lifestyle content, me, someone who is known in it, as well as for me to create content that's not being sponsored on my page. So it's just purely for the photos. This can be anyone. You don't need to be an influencer to do this, but I sell my own digital products. And so I sell presets on my shop online and for Lightroom, and I also make money from that. That's also like a huge source of how I make money, is through my online shop of creators and influencers sell their own products, also make physical products. I don't do any physical products right now. I just do digital products. So that is another big stream of income for me, is by selling my own digital products and resources online. The last way, which I don't think is super common in the influencer space, certainly there are people, certainly I'm not the only one. My husband and I, our beach house that we own, we Airbnb. We rent that out. That was something we were going to do regardless of Instagram, but I think it is important to look at that we afford traveling per se, is that we own a property, a beach house that we then rent out for Airbnb. So it sort of like facilitates having this lifestyle of travel, facilitates being able to afford traveling in a way, but also still being able to have a home base. And I think especially if you're in the travel space, it could be hard to manage both. So I think that's another kind of key factor and differentiator for us as well. If you have any questions about this, please leave a comment below what you think. I would love to know if you're surprised at all. Please comment that below. But if you liked this and if this has helped you at all, please like this video. You know someone who's trying to get into either working remotely or into the influencer space, or just wants to be able to afford traveling the world, please send this their way so they can learn some more ways that they can travel and be able to afford just a lifestyle that they want, or just someone who doesn't believe that you can make money either working remotely or make money on social media. Please send this this their way as well, so we can educate everybody on that. Follow me already, follow me on Instagram. That's where I hang out every single day. And if you want more remote work tips, I post tons of those on my TikTok, so go follow me over there. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you. So much more good stuff to come. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope this helps you figure out kind of ways that you can afford to travel, or if you're just confused about my life and lifestyle. Hope this brings some clarity. But I hope you have a wonderful day.